My name's Carl Westcott. I'm chair of CCAA at the moment, and I've been involved with the charity for about 20 years now. I first came as a parent with my wife and 2 kids because my eldest daughter Amy, diagnosed at the age of 4, has JIA, and she was about 8 years old when we came, and she's here as well this weekend as a volunteer.
We're at the Hollowford Centre just to let the kids have some fun and be kids for a weekend. They're doing a bit of high ropes, adventure courses, low ropes, they're going caving, abseiling, so really kind of stepping out of their comfort zone and pushing themselves.
They would expect that they were going to sit doing JIA related activities, but actually you're out doing all sorts. You do climbing and caving, and some people do abseiling. And we've just done something called bushcraft, where you do a leaf hunt and then you try and make a fire. And we did, and we made hot chocolate and popcorn on it.
They arrive here on a Friday night, and they get to know each other, and they settle into their rooms and meet other people and meet other kids with JIA. And then on the Saturday morning they wake up, the kids get split into groups and they go off and do activities. And while the kids are in the activities, the parents are taking part in educational sessions where we have health professionals come down to talk to the parents about the disease.
We also have talks by a podiatrist or sometimes a psychologist, sometimes the nurse specialists, physiotherapists, occupational therapists all come and support us. Then we run a penguin club. It's basically a creche for the younger children, and as an early years teacher I organise that and get some of the other volunteers involved, and we have lots of fun. We do painting, we do Play-Doh, we have bubbles out, we have lots of fun, and the main friend they make is our big Percy penguin, who all the little ones love.
It's great for kids to, especially children with arthritis, to meet other children who have arthritis as well, so they know that they're not alone. There's kids going through similar experiences than they are. I first came along to a weekend when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and I'm now 27 years old helping out with the charity, and it was a great opportunity for me when I was younger to meet others who had JIA, who I could talk to, share experiences with, and we all pushed each other to do the climbing, do the high ropes, push ourselves to see how far we could go and just have a good time. And yeah, it's a lot of fun and great for families and kids to just mingle with each other.
It's invaluable for parents of kids with JIA to meet and talk and share their experiences, and the same with the kids as well. They get to meet other kids with JIA, which they may never have done before. You know, this might be the first time they've ever met another kid who has JIA.
It's our first weekend, and I'm really impressed with this morning's session that we've been on, with the encouragement of all the parents talking about their experiences and sharing the information, because it's such a complicated topic, and the doctor here and the clinical nurse I thought were first class in the fact that they were explaining that whilst we might like to think that there's medical black and white answers to questions, that actually there isn't, and it's managing a whole spectrum of risk and what actually works for the kid and so on. So I think it's been really good. And in the meantime, our other 2 children that don't actually suffer from JIA are actually mixing with everyone, and they're getting an understanding of it as well, and they're having great fun.
So these weekends are all about parents being able to voice their anxieties about their treatment, about the pathways, without their children in front of them, and their children going off and having a very valuable experience with other children that have got arthritis, so that they feel that they can do anything without parents there, because sometimes, you know, we all need to push our children, and we all need to realise that actually they can do things and they shouldn't be restricted by the fact that they've got arthritis.
The fact that I can bring all my children here, and they've been off and they've done loads of activities, and they look really excited and they just behave like kids.
For me, when I first came to the weekends when I was 13, it was just being able to create a group dynamic where you can talk openly about JIA, and it's not a group where we sit around feeling sorry for ourselves. Everyone understands each other, and you just get it.
It's just a great opportunity, particularly actually for us, to connect with other parents and get some really good support. Florence was only diagnosed in December, so it's still a bit of a maelstrom for us in our household. Florence, it's lovely to see her running off with friends and just forgetting about it all for the weekend. The children are completely catered for, including our littlest one, which is a great weight off our mind, because it would have been a different kettle of fish if we'd have had her while we were listening to the talks. And then all the way down to the amazing speakers that have come to tell us their expertise.
So I think it's really important for families and children with arthritis and their siblings to know that they're not the only ones going through it. I think it's all about building that support network, really sharing and understanding everyone else's experiences, because I think you can really get to know all the support that's out there and feel like you're not on this journey by yourself. You really have got other people that are in the same boat as you, who know exactly what you're going through.
It's definitely worth coming out, getting involved, understanding that you're not alone in this. There are so many parents out there. What you've been through could help somebody else, and likewise there are other parents out there who understand what you've been through. So just come and give it a go, and then hopefully they can rest your fears, and you can just move on and enjoy your children rather than constantly worrying.
Absolutely, just to get in touch with the charity, to connect with other parents either on social media or face to face at one of these events.
We understand how hard it can be, but there is support out there. Use that support, and it might seem so dark at times, it might seem really, really terrible, but it does get better and it does improve.
I think they take full advantage of coming here and being in an environment that's not in a hospital, but with so many people that the parents are so informed themselves, with top people like the two medical professionals that we've had in to share experiences, and you're seriously learning, and there's a lot of unanswered questions and worries, but you're not on your own. You've got about a room of 30 or 40 people.
So I would say to anyone who does have JIA, it is important to never ever let it define you. You might be a bit achy the next day, but if you want to go and run and have a big hike or go play football, just go and do it. You know your own limitations. If you know you're going to be achy the next day, you'll be achy the next day, that's fine. Never let it get in the way of whatever you want to do, because you can still run around and have a good time and enjoy yourself.
Just talk to someone, really. If you have a sibling, talk to them.
You'll have a great time, and you get to meet other people. And the other thing I would say is don't stop your kid doing anything. If they want to have a go at something, let them have a go. You know, don't try and hold them back. Sometimes we do wrap them in cotton wool. I was guilty as anybody for that, but always let them do their best and try anything they want to try.
Anyone in your family has JIA, just try and make them happy, and make sure they're always cheerful and really keeping them positive. So please come to CCAA now. Don't be afraid, and don't let the things you can't do stop you doing the things you can.